Often it's nature that allows us to excel as kids, but it could also have something to do with the relative age effect. The relative age effect is a phenomenon in which children born in or close to a critical age cut-off period may have an advantage in both athletic and academic endeavours. It means that this little trio will end up in the same year group at school as this 11-month-old. I think it's useful to look at a picture like this because it illustrates the obvious difference in maturity and physicality. By the time they hit 5, it might not be so easily seen, but it is still there. A 6-year-old born in September is almost 17% older than a 6-year-old born in August of the following year, but they will be in the same school year group. Studies have shown that being born at the beginning of any selection period gives us an advantage. We're more able to focus, we have better coordination, we're more likely to be picked to perform, and then we get more coaching. If this is something that interests you, I would recommend Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers. In the classroom, the jury is out as to when the relative age effect is no longer relevant. Some say it's eradicated by year 8 and others that it can be seen right the way through to the end of school. On the sports pitches, you can see the relative age effect at all levels up to professional teams, but it is completely reversed at elite athlete level. Pause whilst you discuss why is the relative age effect reversed at elite athlete level. Maybe it's because those born at the beginning of the selection period are not used to having to try too hard for success. From day one, they have been able to rely on their natural gifts such as their size and maturity. Whereas those born at the end of the selection period are used to being the underdog. They can't rely on their natural gifts to carry them through, so they have to develop their talents. And with all the disadvantages of their birth date, they will need extra passion to keep them going. Why is this all important for you? Well, if we're trying to create a culture of success, we need to take into account when a pupil is born so that we can adjust our expectations accordingly. We need to ensure that we're providing equal opportunities for all, which we won't if we don't take the relative age effect into account. We need to consider if a student is succeeding because of nature or nurture. If the answer is nature, then we need to ask ourselves if we are challenging this pupil enough, as it might be very easy for them. Keeping a birthday chart on your desk is a very simple way of keeping the relative age effect in mind so that you can create an environment that is fair for all. And talking of such an environment, the other thing to think about is our unconscious biases.